Solution finish.
Solution finish.
Solution finish.
Solution finish.
Solution finish is the way to go.
As far as longevity and durability, I can't attest to that quite yet.
In today's video, we're going to be testing out Solution Finish, and this isn't just a quick test, but it's going to be a year, maybe a 2-year test in total to give this product a run for its money. Now, Solution Finish is apparently the best black trim restorer on the market. We're going to be using it on this door handle here, and in comparison, I'm not going to do the one on the back, so we're going to have a nice comparison after 1, maybe 2 years, and see if this stuff really works. So just like our door handle here, black trim or any trim for that matter, the plastic trim, the original UV protectant on the plastic is no longer present. And this sort of gets faded out and oxidized over time by the UV and the heat. This can especially accelerate when living in hot environments and your car's not shaded away from these elements. And here's a more extreme example right here. So we have a few options here. We could try and restore this, paint it, apply a clear coat and sort of restore it to its original glory as best we can anyway, or use a cheapish and quick solution, something like this. So how does this work? So Solution Finish, it comes in a 1 ounce bottle. There's actually a weight inside the bottle. Listen to this. So this isn't all liquid, but it allows you to shake it up, and apparently it's enough for numerous vehicles. I'm not sponsored to make this video, so I can equally say, oh, why don't you try Mother's Silicone Free or Ceratoki Trim Restorer? I'm sure they're a similar product, but in this video we're going to be trying Solution Finish. Now this is a silicone free product, and apparently it restores black surfaces, particularly car trim, to a deep, rich black without a wet look or a greasy residue, using natural oils and advanced polymer technology, according to the website anyway. But let's see if this stuff actually works. Okay, so the first step, wipe the surface to be treated thoroughly with rubbing alcohol. So I imagine you're going to need enough rubbing alcohol to cover all the black trim on your car or whatever you want to be treated. So I'm going to get some soapy water on here and get the loose muck and dirt off first, and then I'm going to give it a once over with rubbing alcohol. Okay, get it a little dry. Okay, so now I'm going to apply some rubbing alcohol. I've got some 99% isopropyl alcohol. It doesn't have to be high percentage because we're not working with delicate electronics or anything. And we're going to give that a once over. That's going to remove any grease, residues, fingerprints, and pretty much everything else.
1. You want to wipe the surface to be treated thoroughly with rubbing alcohol. Give it a good alcohol bath.
Now, if any of this drips on your paint, like the rubbing alcohol, then rinse it immediately, because this can eat away at your clear coat and paint and everything else. Okay, we got a little bit of dirt off there. Okay, so let's shake up our tiny ounce of Solution Finish. So we're going to be using a sponge to apply it. I imagine a microfiber towel might work just fine, but we're going to be using the sponge here. Okay, so let's put a little bit on the sponge here. It says wear gloves. I'm curious. I imagine it just stains your fingers, but we're going to test everything. So apply a little bit to this sponge here. I imagine not much more than that if it's designed for multiple cars, so I'm going to give it that much. Then we're going to start wiping it on our faded door handle. Okay, so we're just going to apply it on a nice thin layer. It doesn't need to be thick or lumpy or anything like that. I imagine this tiny bit we put on here is going to go a really long way. So that's just going to spread this evenly. Apparently it stains clothing. I imagine it's going to stain my finger. We're going to see in a second. But yeah, we're just pretty much going to apply this to everywhere where we prepared the surface. If you accidentally get this on your paint or rubber or trim or windows, it doesn't matter. It says masking isn't required. Just make sure you rub it off afterwards.
Soaks into the part being treated, dissolving that oxidation and returning it to its brand new condition.
Okay, so the first thing to note is this stuff spreads around very quickly. I put the tiniest bit on and look how much it's covered the sponge. I've pretty much coated it on the door handle there, nice thin coating. I couldn't find any information online or in the product information whether it works on rubber.
Solution finish is for rubber, vinyl, and plastic.
So what I did, I went all along this rubber strip here on this handle, and then we can compare it to the rear strip and the rear handle to see if anything works, anything changes. So our last step is just to wipe off any excess oil with a microfiber towel. Okay, so let's get our microfiber towel and just give it a nice little wipe, get any extra thickness off there, any globules we accidentally spread unevenly. Did a pretty good job, I think, and any off the paint if I accidentally got it on the paint. Already you can see it made almost no difference on the rubber. That experiment could be over before it begins. But we've pretty much applied it to the handle now. Our job is done here. Okay, and that's all the steps complete. Let's see the additional tips. Now we've already finished everything. This looks quite interesting. Caution, can cause spontaneous combustion. I think that might be worth a finale at the end of this video to see if our sponge is going to spontaneously combust.
It's non-flammable, non-toxic, it's non-flammable.
Now I couldn't see any information in the product packaging on the bottle itself how long this treatment's going to last. Before we talk about that, let's have a look at what we're dealing with here. So this is what it looks like now. You can see it's slightly faded, but if you compare to the back, you can see a significant difference. But was that just our soapy water? Was it just our alcohol? Well, digging around on the internet, I can see the first application is supposed to last 6 to 8 months. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come back after 6 to 8 months and see if there's any difference here. Because there's one thing I noticed about products like this is they love to advertise through people on forums like Reddit and Facebook and Instagram. And they claim to be customers of the product, but really it's just the business doing social advertising. So we're going to come back in 6 to 8 months and see if it's going to make any difference. And then we're going to go from there. Okay, so something that's not very explicitly clear on the Solution Finish website is the UV protection. This product does not offer UV protection.
And then with UV protection prevents the oxidation from returning at a rapid rate.
So if your original UV protection has disappeared, it's been eroded away, and now your plastics have deteriorated, well, how do you put the UV protection layer back? Isn't our restoration here temporary? Of course it is. You have to apply this product every 6 months, give or take, 6 months to 8 months. But how can we offer some additional UV protection in the meantime? Well, we can use a UV protectant like 303 aerospace protectant. Now this is for apparently interior and exterior, although it's a little unclear in that regard as well, but it does offer some sort of UV protection. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to spray half our handle, the front side, with the 303. And that way we can compare this product, that product, and we have our control at the back here. So let's see what happens. Okay, so with the 303, we're just going to wipe any excess away. I'm going to sort of buff it in a little bit, just on the front half of this handle right here. Now this is going to look ridiculous, but I don't care. I don't care about aesthetics more than finding out if products that are quite popular are snake oil. That's my primary motivator over aesthetics. I'm sure I am in the rare few in that regard. So our UV protectant here, I'm going to make a separate video on here. You can find it on my channel, but I'm going to be applying this every 3 to 5 weeks just on the front half of the handle, just to add that UV protection. Then we're going to see what the best combination of everything is, or whether the whole thing is just snake oil and we're wasting our time here. Okay. So I managed to scrub most of it off anyway, and then it got me wondering. I used to refill inkjet printers and I'd accidentally get the ink on my fingers sometimes, and it's weird that the product has like a similar consistency and it takes a similar amount of effort to get it off my fingers. And I wondered, oh, what a great opportunity if the Solution Finish was just rebranded printer ink. I'm sure it's not, but let's see what happens in 6 to 8 months.
Solution Finish brings black back, does 3 very important things. First, it dissolves the existing oxidation, puts the colorant back into the part being treated, and then with UV protection prevents the oxidation from returning at a rapid rate.
So the moment you've all been waiting for, I've actually waited 4 months for this very video. You can see we've got some growth in the slabs now, some time has passed. Let's talk about the UV real quick. I have been treating this half of the handle with UV, but really when you look at the handle as a whole, it looks like the UV protection hasn't really done anything at all. And I mention that because sometimes when people post bad results of solution finish, people will blame the UV. Oh, you didn't put a UV product on top, solution finish is not a UV tool, so it eliminates all of that. But regardless, you put UV protectant on top or not, you can see that handle looks crystal clear, smooth, and transitions all the way across. There's no hard line where the UV was applied. I'd definitely call that one a myth, to be honest. So you might be asking, why not the 1 year or the 2 year? Well, after 4 months, I didn't really notice any difference between the one I applied the solution finish to and our control at the back here. They've started really looking the same. There's a slight kind of twinkle. I'll play with it in different lighting so you can see. So that's our control. And I'm going to take pictures of these and take them inside to try and compare in more of a neutral light. But that's the control. And we go over to the one with the solution finish here. You can see it's kind of got the same effect. It still has that faded out plastic look there. I'm just not really happy with these results, to be honest. And I did have a chance to look at the product website, and it actually does say in the video, linked on the website, it does work with rubber.
Solution finish is for rubber, vinyl, and plastic.
Or even rubber.
Didn't even think it would, so I'm glad I did actually try this. And the rubber trim, it looks exactly the same. I mean, what do you guys think? I don't know. So right now the sun is kind of over there, so it's putting a slight shine in this direction, but you can kind of see there's not really much going on here. And it's quite interesting because with this product, the official website doesn't say how long this solution lasts. You go to videos, reviews, and everyone is asking, how long does this product last? How long does this product last? And no one is telling these people. It's not in the manual, instructions, website, or anywhere. So a little bit suspicious from the get-go. But let's take some pictures, get them back inside, and then we'll summarize this video. Okay, so final thoughts and review. These are some pictures I've taken during the process. The top left after the application looks nice and glossy and shiny, just like all those review videos out there. The bottom left is the same handle after 4 months, and the bottom right is our control. Give or take a few stains between the rear and the front. I just don't really see any difference after 4 months. And this is a product which is rumored to last 8 months to a year after the first application. I'm sorry, I just don't see it. It looks like a product you can throw on, and after a few weeks it will just slowly wash off with the rain and everything else. And we treated the front half with additional UV because apparently solution finish includes UV protection as well. I'm not really seeing any change with that either. So I just want to summarize a few things. The website has no clear indication on how long the product will last, so that's a bit of a red flag already. When you buy something, usually it will tell you how long it will last, so you know when to apply another coat. I just don't see that at all. Number two, I don't see any longevity tests or longevity videos on YouTube by the official manufacturer or in the user reviews. They throw the application on, say it looks great, and the video ends. So this should be the first one of those out there. All of the user reviews I see about this product offer an icky promo feel about them. It's almost like a sales tool rather than a genuine user review. I haven't found any genuine reviews, good or bad. The product seems massively popular, with many bottles selling on online marketplaces such as Amazon and eBay. Even today, people are buying this product in the thousands. The product seems to be sold on instant result marketing, and if anyone posts anything negative, they'll usually say you didn't do it correctly. You didn't dry it with a towel. You didn't put rubbing alcohol on beforehand. There's always an excuse why the negative applications or negative results didn't succeed. There's always a weird excuse there, but with my video I followed it to the T. It doesn't work. I'm not seeing any changes after 4 months, which is half the rumored time frame that this should last. And the last thing is conflicting information. The product website, the video, it specifically says the product is not flammable,
It's non-flammable.
but it is flammable. And secondly, the product should work on plastic, rubber, and vinyl,
To restore plastic, rubber, and vinyl to a showroom condition.
or anything that oxidizes. This is from the official website. However, when you apply the product and you get it on your car paint or headlights, it'll rub right off.
So what if I get some of that solution finish onto your paint? It easily wipes off of paint. It's not going to stick on that surface.
So it's just a bit strange that it rubs right off, but it'll definitely, you know, remove the oxidization, which I don't even know if that's possible, but maybe it's a select choice of words they're using.
First, it dissolves the existing oxidation.
For me, it just feels like a giant, well, a very small bottle of expensive snake oil. But I'll put that question to you. What do you think of Solution Finish? What do you think of the video? Do you think there's anything I could have done better or differently? I just don't see this product working. For me, it just feels like printer ink or some sort of dye. I don't really, in my opinion, think it's anything much more than that. But if you're a detailer and you have a customer, sure, throw it on. It's going to look great. But after 3 weeks, I think they're going to be pretty disappointed with their quickly fading plastic again. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned, like and subscribe for more videos will be coming soon. We're going to be doing longevity videos on other products as well in the future, and repair videos as usual. So take care guys, and I'll see you in the next one.
It's non-flammable. Solution Finish.
Solution Finish.
Solution Finish.
Solution Finish.
The best trim restore on the market.